Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. Today is Series Sunday, which is also alternating as Singing Sunday, because I was in a showcase recently and so I am uploading the performances from that. Keep your eyes out for that. There'll be 3 videos. We sang 5 songs. Between us there were 6. So 1, 2, 3, there'll be at least 4 videos. Anyway, today's video is book 20 in the exceptional Sophia Beaufont series. This book is called Fate Established. Let's get in with that blurb. I haven't had a cup of tea or breakfast yet, so. The Dragon Elite aren't the only show in town anymore, and by town we mean the world. The Rogue Riders have stormed in with a furious force, and they're ruining everything. The image and reputation that Hiker Wallace worked hard to establish is being tarnished. However, Sophia Beaufont knows how to turn things in their favour. She just has to survive the wrath of the evil Dragon Riders and teach them a lesson. Can Sophia and Lunis make the Rogue Riders behave before they destroy everything? Still loving this series. I'll admit, this one I finished a couple of days ago and I realised I've kind of forgotten the majority of what happened in this book, which is a shame. I hope that, especially because we're not that far off the end, the fact that this book just isn't as memorable is slightly worrying. I hope it doesn't continue like that, or if it might just be because the main focus seems to be taking on the Rogue Riders in this book. And so it feels like that's all that it is. It doesn't feel like there's many side missions. Yeah, I remember more about the last book that I read in this series than I do about this book. Obviously, you still got the wonderful relationship between Sophia and Lunis. Lunis is still obsessed with getting his own space. He hates being in the same cave as the other dragons, and that does lead to kind of one side mission that I do remember from this book, which is the fact that when Sophia asks the castle and Quiet if Lunis can have his own space, she and Trin are given their own mission of finding things on different floors of the Gullington, and it turns into a key, which then leads to Lunis finally having his own space. The fact that Trin is given her own mission, but I would have loved to have actually seen Trin in this book on her little mission, but it always comes back to Sophia. It would have been nice to see Trin having her moments as she found the different parts of this key. It was just one of those things where it's just like, whenever Trin came to Sophia and said, oh, I found this on the 2nd floor, I found this on the 3rd floor, because it's the idea that there's actually 5 floors to the Gullington, but the 5th floor, you can't see it from the outside. It kind of makes me think of like Jonathan Creek when you look at a house and it's just like, oh, but there's like a hidden floor or a hidden room somewhere. In this book it's mainly about trying to sort out the Rogue Riders, which does lead to a battle where they're essentially turning on their own kind, which is kind of sad, really, in regards to this story, because they're at a point when it's just like, the Rogue Riders are Dragon Riders, but they're not elite. They're not the Dragon Elite. They have formed their own, and when it comes to that battle, it's just that point when they go in and just saying, yes, this is our own, but if they provoke us, we have to retaliate. So if somebody from the other side dies, no matter how hard it is for the elite, they were doing what they needed to do to protect the world, because the Rogue Riders are not good people. And it does lead to quite an exciting thing in regards to going forward to the next 4 books, because I assume that this is going to be like the last story. Do I want to spoil it? Oh. Basically, we find out that the leader of the Rogue Riders is a woman. Sophia isn't the only female Dragon Rider anymore, so it will be interesting to find out what having another woman means. But the fact that a woman is leading the Rogue Riders really does put a bit of a spin on things now, and you're just like, oh, okay, what does this mean now? Because we thought it was the men who were in charge, so they do have that battle and they realise that a woman is there. And they're just like, oh wait, no, this isn't what we were expecting. And Sophia is in kind of a conflicted place because they're going, well, I'm not the only female dragon rider anymore, but at the same time, we're in a war with the Rogue Riders. So this isn't something where I can like chummy up and bond with the other female dragon rider, because we're on opposite sides. So yeah, it feels like Sophia's been put in a place of being conflicted with the fact that she's like, there's another female dragon rider. Oh, but she's my nemesis at this point. Those are the main things that I remember from this book. I'm gutted that it's gotten to the point when it's becoming a bit forgetful. It might be because of repetitiveness, I don't know. I think, to be fair, when you've got a book series that is so long, I think having stuff become repetitive is bound to happen, really. I haven't even shown you the front cover. Oh, I just realised that. Sophia riding atop Lunis. I'm still loving the series. I'm very interested to see how this is all going to be wrapped up over the next 4 books. Yeah, the next one is called Integrity Ascends. So, looking forward to seeing what happens. You do see a bit of Bep, she's like the potions expert. And in this book, based on what they have learnt about the good things in regards to the dragon eggs and how the shells can help people, Sophia and Rudolph, they have opened a shop next to Bep's shop on Royal Lane, and Bep is just hilarious. When she's just like, oh, we've got this new shop next door, I don't trust them, and Sophia comes in going, but that shop belongs to me and Rudolph. As I said, I'm still enjoying it. This one was just a bit more forgetful for me. I don't know why. Not to say that it's not good. It's still got a really, really good storyline running through, and I really can't wait to see what happens going forward now that we know who is leading the Rogue Riders and how that goes forward. It's still got 4.5 stars with 113 ratings on Amazon. Don't ask me about the Goodreads one. I know, I'm a book reader that doesn't really do Goodreads. I'm a bad booktuber, people. I'm a bad booktuber. It says, does it say how long it is? 239 pages in teen, young, paranormal and urban fantasy. Still been trying to think about like who I want to play people. At this point, what have we said so far? We've said Kathy Bates as Mama Jamba. We've said Billy Connolly as Hiker. It's so interesting trying to think of like who I want to play who. I've got Woody Harrelson floating in my head for somebody, but I don't know who. Oh! Woody Harrelson as Rudolph. Now that I have watched all of the Hunger Games films, I mean, at first, Woody Harrelson in that film, it was just like, I always expected that character to be older. I then went on, which like, actually, I really like Woody Harrelson like this. The idea of Woody Harrelson playing the King of the Fae, there's just something about that in my brain that goes, yes, yes. Just the idea of him playing someone who's just like a little bit simple but also has an incredible business brain and lives in Vegas and is just in charge of all the casinos. I don't know why Woody Harrelson popped into my head for that one, but I'm liking that idea. I'm liking that idea. So yeah, fate established. Book 20, Exceptional Sophia Beaufont. Authors are Sarah Noffke and Michael Anderle. If you get an edition that has the author notes in, read the author notes. They're brilliant. I love the way that Sarah, Tiny Ninja, and Anderle just communicate with each other in the author note. It is brilliant and hilarious. But yeah, that is the wonderful front cover. Just a huge shout out to whoever does the artwork for these books, because I love the artwork. It's brilliant. It's always so difficult to find who does the artwork. Why do they never get... I swear they don't get enough credit. People who do artwork for books never get enough credit. So shout out to anyone out there that does artwork for front covers. Wonderful. Insane. Yeah. One thing that I don't think I mentioned in the previous videos is that Ainsley's kind of back. Not as working for the Gallings, and obviously Trin's taken over that job, but Ainsley, now that she's back working for the council and she's got her beautiful dresses, she and Hiker have now officially established their relationship because they realise they can't live without each other and they're in love, and yeah, I just had to let you know that Ainsley and Hiker are back together. That is the love story I am here for. I'm still trying to figure out who I want to play Ainsley. Caroline Quentin just kind of floated in my mind, because admittedly I love Caroline Quentin. I think she's brilliant. I caught an episode of Blue Murder on the TV the other day, the episode where her character gets blind drunk and starts singing My Way, and it's cringy but brilliant. And I was just there thinking, ooh, would she work as Playing Ainsley? But yeah, so that's another theory that's floating around in my head. I'm not sure if I'm 100% on that yet, but I kind of like the idea of Ainsley being played by Caroline Quentin. We'll see if that sticks as I continue reading. By the end of this, I hope to have somebody for everybody. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I'm off to go get some breakfast now. So don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Don't forget to chat to me in the comments. And thank you to the new subscribers. I love you all so much. Got any book recommendations? Pop them in the comments. So yeah, thanks. See you later. I will see you on Wednesday for another video. Mwah. Bye my lovelies. Bye.